Babble with Ben.
This podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri peoples of the Kulin Nation. I wish to acknowledge them as traditional owners. I would also like to pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be participating today.
Welcome to The Babble. I'm your host, Ben Charlie Brown. XAZ is a vocalist, producer and lyricist from Melbourne. He blends hip-hop, pop, R&B and deep house. As the only rapper on The Voice Australia Season 14, XAZ brought his unique artistry to a national audience as part of Team Melanie C. In this episode, we talk about his latest release, Way Too Hot, his influences and recent collaborations. This interview was recorded on October the 11th, 2025 at the Igloo, Box Hill Institute. I hope you enjoy my podcast with XAZ. Welcome to The Babble, XAZ.
What up?
Thank you for finally arriving at the right campus. You have done as many people have done and gone to the Elgar Road campus as compared to the Nelson Road.
My apologies, everyone.
No shade. As I said, the first time I had to go to Box Hill Institute, I did exactly the same thing. So it is a canon event.
Yeah.
Now, by the time that this podcast comes out, you will have released your song Way Too Hot. Now, what can you tell me about it? Because this episode will come. We are recording this like a week before it comes out, but by the time this episode is out, it will have been out in the world. So already. What can you tell me about it, and what are your hopes for your release?
Well, I worked very hard on this song. This song, to me, I would say it's my most bouncy kind of hip-hop song. A lot of the times I usually either stick to kind of more classic hip-hop or I go into pop and deep house sort of genres. It's kind of like a fusion of that. So usually when I'm rapping, it's like really hard-hitting raps. Whereas this time I thought, I want to take it back a little bit and I want to slow down the flow and the tempo and just let everyone kind of like vibe and bounce to it a little bit more. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this song.
Would you call your beats trap, or is that a dated term now? I'm in my 40s, so I'm doing well.
Trap still works. But I don't know. People always ask me like what genre of hip hop or subgenre I do, but I guess I kind of blend a lot. Like I take a lot of influence from 80s, and I put that into my music more so with my own flow and my cadence on songs. I look up to Prince a lot, and with my when I'm rapping, I like to change my voice throughout the rap. So you guys would have heard by now in Way Too Hot, the chorus starts off more as like my normal kind of voice, then I go into a deeper octave, a higher octave, back to the traditional way. I do like a little staccato kind of section. So I just like to have fun with it that way to keep it interesting.
Who are your influences as a rapper?
As a rapper, I would say I look up to Nicki Minaj, I look up to Doechii a lot, Drake, Tyga. I look up a lot to MF Doom, Biggie Smalls, and Lauryn Hill.
Fantastic. Now, you not only do your own rapping, but you produce your own tracks as well, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you find the editing process goes when you are having to listen to your vocals the 200th time for that particular 4 bars?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't really know any different because this is what I've always been doing. I started producing at a really young age. I downloaded FL Studios at 10 years old. And,
wow, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been producing ever since. I released my first original song when I was 13, which was fully produced, mixed, mastered, recorded, and written by me at 13 years old. So that's all I've really known. Every time I've gone to record with another artist for collaborations and things, it actually feels more foreign. Whereas I know for other artists, if they were to record by themselves, that would feel foreign to them.
Do you find the process exhausting? If you are doing every little action from, writing the lyrics down to setting the limiter on the master bus, right? Like, is that not exhausting?
I would say when it comes time to releasing, it's exhausting, like getting all the final touches done. And I'm such a perfectionist with my music, so I'm always going back and I do about like 12 different masters of the song, and I have like a bunch of different mixes. I'm always trying to change parts of the instrumental on the last minute because it's like I feel like I never know when to stop with it, and it's like, okay, this is enough. You can release it now. But I would say I don't know if I find it exhausting because I love it so much, so I have so much fun doing it all the time. But sometimes, like for this song Way Too Hot, I outsource for the mastering. So this guy named Omar. Shout out to Omar. If you want to find him, he'll be tagged within the song's post. He did the master for me this time, and to be honest, like I was kind of worried letting somebody else do it. My best friend, she's a stylist, and she's been dressing me for the past few years as well. Before that, I used to dress myself too. So even trusting somebody else with that, or for the video for Way Too Hot, I had another creative director too. And I think what I struggle with most now is trusting other people, because I've been doing it for so long by myself. And I think for me, it's kind of comes down to letting go and seeing what other people can do and bouncing off others' ideas as well.
That's a wonderful stage to be in, because I have had I've had a sort of a parallel journey with my own music. I have definitely had nights where I would be putting the snare up by 0.1 of a decibel, putting it in the car, doing a run up and down the highway and going, I've ruined it. And it's so lovely when you can get people in and just even as a second opinion, even as someone to say, look, that doesn't matter, that change doesn't matter. Because the hard lesson I learnt with that particular release is that if you exhaust yourself during the production process, you are going to have nothing left in the tank for the promotional process, which I find is every bit as involved. How do you find the promotional process for Way Too Hot has been up till now?
Well, I think this is the first time with a song that I've really focused on the marketing, which is interesting because my job, I do marketing for my job. But I think it's because I work in marketing and I'm consistently doing marketing for businesses and things like that. It's when it comes time to my music, it's sort of like what you were saying. I've put in so much work into producing and the writing and all that stuff that I kind of let it fall off with the marketing. Whereas this time around with Way Too Hot, I've been super consistent. I planned out what I wanted to do initially before the song was released. I've been really big on TikTok with this one. Big as in posting, not big as in results. So I would say with Way Too Hot, I've really given this song in particular my all. Like, this is my first time since a song in 2021 doing a music video. So I've done a music video for this, lots of TikToks, Instagram comments and things like that, posts, and yeah.
That's amazing. How did you find the production of the music video? Were you working with people that you hadn't worked before? Were you getting someone to do the choreography for you? What were the highlights and sort of the challenges of this new music video for Way Too Hot?
Well, the person who recorded it, his name is Sina, and I, a few years in a row, have done the original score for a theatre company. They were called the Thespian Theatre Company. They've now changed to Azamina Theatre, so shout out to them and the owner, Celine. And he is always in charge of the lighting and the videography. And at the last show they were doing, I was speaking to him and telling him I had this music video coming up. And one of the videographers that I was going to get initially, like, it was hard for us to pick a date that suited both of us. So I spoke to him and he said he would be down to do it. And really what happened was I was sitting with my two best friends, one of them is here, Jasmine, and the other one, Joelle, the stylist. And we were sitting on Joelle's couch, and I think it was Jasmine that said, you should do a music video for Way Too Hot. And I was like, okay, well, I also really want to release the song really quickly. And she was like, okay, we can do this. This is possible. So within a week, we planned everything. And as you guys would have seen in the music video, it's like a huge party sort of scene. So I went on Facebook, I made an event, and I just invited everyone that I knew and told everyone to invite everyone that you know as well. And yeah, we put the whole thing together in a week.
That's amazing, because that can be a real sticking point for a single release, because you can really go into detail with those music videos, because it's not that the full music video is as big a part of the promotion as it once was, but those 30 to 60 second TikToks in the vertical format, right?
Definitely.
That really can aid in the release of a single. So it's great that you're able to get it out that quickly, because,
thank you.
As I said, a lot of the time when it comes to an independent artist, right, what you're battling is fatigue and exhaustion when it comes to these single releases.
Yeah.
Now, you've also had a very successful collaboration in the past with one of my previous guests here, Vanessa Lezama.
Yeah, shout out to Vanessa.
Two collabs, wasn't it?
Two collabs, and tonight I'm performing with her, one of them, Flavor.
Ah, yes, with another one of my previous guests, Jono Smallman at Exposure, yeah.
Yeah. So Vanessa and we became friends in 2018 or 2019, I want to say. I was 15 in 2019, she was 14, and we worked on our first song called So Good, which was a remix of a single she had released. And one of my songs called Obsessed, I originally wanted her to feature on that song. But at the time, I remember because we were younger and I had some like explicit words in the song. She didn't want to be a part of it at the time back then when we were young. So she said, but I really do want to work with you, and I think we can find something that suits both of us. So that's why we did that remix of So Good. And then a few years later, we released Flavor, which I feel like Flavor is the one that really suits both of our styles because she's Venezuelan and there's a lot of Venezuelan influence in that track as well.
There was a Trujillo beat, I could hear that much, yeah.
And the drum pattern is hip hop. I'm rapping, she's singing, she's a singer, I'm a rapper. So yeah, I feel like Flavor really worked out perfectly for both of us.
It was, because I always listen to my guests' music in the car on the way to the podcast, right? And that was a highlight for me too. Like the way that you two worked together was really great. And did you do the production on that number as well?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It was really great.
Thank you.
Have you got any other collaborations? So you've got So Good and you've got Flavor. Mm-hmm. And you are with her on stage tonight at Exposure, is that right?
Yes, that's right. So tonight we'll be performing So Good, Flavor, and I'll be doing Way Too Hot a week before it comes out. So that's a sneak peek.
When you release a single, do you give yourself a list of goals? Do you say, right, I want to get this many streams, I want to be on this radio station? Is that something that you have in mind when you release a single?
I think in the back of my mind, I have thoughts like, okay, I want this one to blow up, I want this, I want that. But I think something I've really been focusing on right now is gratitude. And I've been really focusing on being grateful for what I'm being blessed with. Like, I was recently on The Voice, and from there, I've gotten a lot of exposure. Like, I'll be walking in the street and people have come up to me and stuff, which is so surreal to me. And I think from that moment, I thought, I'm sitting here, I've been on The Voice, people are coming up to me and I'm still focusing on, I need this song to blow up, I need this song to blow up, instead of looking around and saying, look what's happening. Look at how many blessings there are in your life right now. So I think for me, the biggest thing right now is just making art and putting it out and sharing it with people. And I hope everyone loves it. I know not everybody is going to love it, but I hope it finds the people that do love it and the people that appreciate that kind of music. And yeah, that's my hopes for the song, really.
Discovery is a big part of every artist's journey, I think, because I've had Anthony Ustinov from Cartel Management on before, and he said, yep, all you can do is show the audience your song, right? And it's up to the song whether they gravitated or not.
Yeah.
So I guess being on The Voice has been a really big part of letting people discover you.
Yeah, definitely. I was the only rapper on the season this year. So I think because of that, the contrast to everybody singing like such ballad songs or country or whatever it was, and you know, like there's all these like great singers and then out comes somebody like rapping and hitting all these ad libs and things. I think that's what made it stand out on the show this year. And my coach, I was with Melanie C from the Spice Girls, Sporty Spice, and I had a lot of good feedback from her. She's worked with some amazing rappers in the past, and in the Spice Girls, they rap as well a little bit here and there. So she was really great to work with. She had a lot of good points for me.
It's funny because you don't think of the Spice Girls as rappers, but Wannabe starts with a rap.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. And that's actually how I picked Mel in my audition. When it came time to me picking, I said, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want Mel C.
I didn't even pick it that she was the one doing the rapping at the start. Did you find that it was difficult for the judges to give you feedback as a rapper when they're seeing more singers?
I think, of course, since they're singers, their strong suit would be in the singing, but I didn't feel at all that I was at a lack of any sort because of that. Something that Mel had said to me was that she's a performer, and what she loved about my audition was that it was a performance, and she could see that I was a performer too, which was a huge compliment coming from her. And so during our rehearsals for the battles and things like that, I think she focused a lot on visually the performance aspect, which was a huge help to me because my favorite part of music I love writing, I love producing, all of that stuff, but my favorite thing to do is perform. So to get that feedback from an icon like her was huge.
Did you work with choreographers on the set of The Voice?
Yes, we did.
How was that experience? Because my only experience with choreography as a performer is I had to do some hand movements as part of a choir. And so this idea of not only hands but feet kind of terrifies me. How did you go with the choreo?
I was pretty good because I didn't have to dance or anything. It was more just where I need to walk to. In my battles performance, I did Money Talks, Dirty Cash. And they even let me write my own original 8 bars for the song too, which was really cool because I kind of name dropped all the coaches in it. But at the start, like when I first came out, I started on the secondary stage. And the way they set it up was like an old 90s hip hop music video, like, or early 2000s, think like Eminem, where the camera is like fisheye lens, really close, and it's moving with you. And yeah, that's how I started, and I made my way to the main stage to join my battle partner.
That's great because the level of production on a show like The Voice, that's a long step up from, a local venue's, open mic night, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, the biggest thing was when I walked out onto that stage, like seeing, first of all, like, when you're doing smaller gigs and stuff, it's just like that stock standard, like wooden or carpet stage or whatever. But walking out and seeing this big black glossy stage with all these screens under it and these huge screens behind you, and they've got like a million lights up above you. Like, I think for me that I want to say it was like intimidating to a certain degree, but it was also like, whoa, like I'm on The Voice. It was huge.
There's a live studio audience for The Voice, isn't there?
Yeah.
How big is the audience?
It's pretty big, and they're really loud as well, which is good because I feed off the energy of the audience, especially in rapping. Like, I think the louder they are, the louder I am. So, yeah, it worked out really well.
There is that relationship between the performer and the audience, isn't it? I find that, if you're putting all of your effort in, and for example, they're all quietly playing with their phones at the back of the room, you can find that you run out of energy. So it sounds amazing that if you're there on the set of The Voice, right, and you've got the lights going, you've got the crowd roaring, you've got the cameras on you, because I guess that's a part of The Voice as well. Like, however big the audience is in person, you've then got to say, okay, well, there's going to be however many hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be watching it at home afterwards as well.
I checked the stats for one of the nights and it was like 1-point-something million, and I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was like from the night before I think my blind audition was on. So I was like, okay, there's so many people are going to be seeing it tonight. And in my new song, Way Too Hot, in the second verse, I actually speak about The Voice in the song because in my audition, I threw my sunglasses when I got to the chorus, and something funny, it was funny to us, like the drummer laughed about it afterwards, but that happened was when I threw the sunglasses, it actually flew and hit him right in the face on the stage as he's playing the drum.
Oh, the drummer?
Yeah, and I was like, ooh. So in the second verse, I say, way too hot when I throw my shades. Now that's off the stage, hit the drummer in the face. And I go into lines about Mel C and stuff.
I hope you're giving that drummer some points on the gross. He's your muse there. He's your victor.
Yeah, he came back up to my family and he was like, I think this is Zaz's glasses.
Now, you've got Way Too Hot coming out on the 17th of October. Do you have any other announcements for future projects?
Yes, I'm always working on music and always doing a lot, but nothing that I want to speak about right now. I think the main focus right now is Way Too Hot.
Fantastic. Are you going to have a launch night for Way Too Hot?
No launch event. I think, a little secret, I'm working on something bigger than just one song. So I think for then, I will want to do a launch party.
Aha. Well, we will wait for that announcement. That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. All right, well, we'll wrap it up here, Zaz. If people want to find you on the interwebs, what's the best way to do it?
My social media is all at Zaz Beats. That's XAZ BEATS.
So that's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's YouTube, that's the whole shebang, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. And for those of you who found Way Too Hot right now, I hope you love it. And thank you guys. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.